Banter show. This is part 1, the football section. My name is Tariq.
I'm Liam.
I'm Riz.
And from now on we'll be doing the show in these separate sections to cover football, film and fantasy league. And since we had an exclusive film section with myself and Liam last week, we've decided this 2 week Riz is back with us, so we're going to do, in this part of the show, the football section, we're going to do our top 6 review. So straight into it, boys. Who's going to get us started?
Yeah, crack away, Liam. Go ahead.
Yeah,
mate.
I'll kick off. So we're going to start with United's transfers of the summer and how they've done.
Straight in. It's going to be short then.
Yeah, which is a whole lot of jack all. We've bought Delop.
Exact zero. What was that from the other shows there? Zero, zilch, nothing.
Listen, the more we go on about this, Liverpool ain't going to win anything at the end of it anyway. So
Well,
carry on, Liam.
okay,
Sorry for
carry on.
interrupting
Anyway,
you.
so how rude, I do say. So we've got Fred and Delop, but there's still seems to be a lot of work that is needed.
I had a little joke there. Go help myself.
But
Fred a lot. That's
Fred
your
a
lot.
lot.
Mate. That's a lot. Fred a lot.
Fred,
That's your lot.
so we do appear to still need some defensive work at the back, because that's where the defence is.
and the midfield down up front for United.
Well, let's go in order. So
Yeah.
keeper's fine, we've sorted that out. Defence, centre-backs, still don't really know what the first choice centre-back pairing is. Smalling, Jones, Lindelof, Bailly, Rojo's still floating around there doing Lord knows what.
He's linked with Everton at the minute.
Trying to flog him, aren't you?
Well, I would guess so, because he's definitely the weakest of the centre-backs. I quite like him because he's a bit crazy, but I don't think he can't last a full season.
It is the way I see it with what's happened recently this past week. You were keen on Alderweireld,
Yeah.
and they priced him at 65,
I'm still
and
keen
you
on
kind of turned your nose up at that. Then you've gone in for Maguire.
Yep.
God knows why, because he's not the finished product, and Jose doesn't develop players.
Well,
So I don't think it would have been a good fit anyway. But same 60, 65, and suddenly, Ed Woodward or whoever isn't willing to, front
blame
the
him.
cash for that. And now you're trying to hijack Everton's bid for Yerry Mina.
no, Everton's bid is what every player is available.
No,
Till
no,
the
no,
team
no.
finalises it.
No, because
Till the team finalises
this is what
it.
Jose does. Jose's scouting is really lazy.
Jose's scouting is
Is
clever.
really lazy.
It's
He
clever.
jumps on whoever
No,
anyone else goes for. He jumps on him.
but I'm telling you, Jose is trying to do one of two things at the minute, right? He's either saying, give me the money and buy the players I want, or you're forcing my hands to make some drastic decisions. I'm going for players. And it's in a way it's shrewd, because it's looking at other teams and saying, listen, you're going to go for him. Well, if I can't get my targets, I'm going to get your targets, and basically going to make your team not as good as what you should.
But you've
have
got
it to be.
potentially. He bought Lindelof.
Yeah.
Who bought Bailly?
Him.
Him. What? So he's bought 2 defenders.
So that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, every team has possibilities of players here. So we could go on about this and go into tangent. But I'm going to bring it back to you, Liam. You continue with your phase of who you think will be in your previews for United and
No, you
the other teams that are out there.
Can't keep him. He's piping up over here.
Can't help myself.
So so centre-backs does need maybe some work, or just getting it settled. I think the big problem area for United is left-back, because we've just sold Blind back to Ajax. But it's whether Jose continues with his trust in Young, who's 32 and knocking on a bit now, or he decides to go, not Shaw is my main man, which I don't think he will.
Did
So
they
whether
bring
he needs-
someone in?
Yeah,
Who've they brought in?
a lot.
we have the lot.
He's right back, isn't he?
He's right
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've not got anyone else other than him,
Right.
Fred.
Haven't
And we've
bought enough
got
defenders.
Legrand. Fantastic keeper.
Oh yeah.
League rat.
Definitely challenging for the number 1 jersey.
Not,
Yes.
not 65 million, bro.
No. So
£65.
65 sharp ones.
that's a wage a week, that.
Okay.
So I think left back does need some work. Also maybe cover for Lukaku up front, because Jose tends to play Rashford and Martial as wingers out wide, if wingers do exist anymore in the game. Tends to play them out wide and only really puts them up front when it's like a League Cup game or a lesser game. Is Martial on his way out? We don't know. Even as a United fan, I love seeing Rashford in there. He's a local boy, but he's not going to develop as a striker playing out wide all the time.
So he doesn't know how to handle youth, Liam. That's a problem. And that is exemplified by when he's at Chelsea, and who was there? Who was his striker, young striker?
you know,
Lukaku,
Lukaku, yeah.
you didn't know what to do with him. You couldn't develop him, so you shipped him out.
But that has made Lukaku the player he is today.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Not working under Jose, working under anyone else.
Listen, you know what? He is one of them who always wants a finished article.
Yeah, he's a money
No doubt
manager.
about it.
He's
Listen,
a money manager.
he's not a money manager.
He is.
Yeah, listen.
He's proved
Klopp,
it. He's a
listen,
money
if
manager.
we're going down that road for money manager, what did Klopp say? You know, if I spend that amount of money, I shall no longer be managing. I shall give up my job. What happened? He's still here. He's like, oh, I do things differently.
That's the
I
market.
develop you. This is
Exactly.
what I do.
Because,
But he clearly went back on his word, hypocritically.
well, no, because
So-
our whole squad isn't made up of.
Yeah. How
players
many
on the ball.
expensive buys have you got in your team? 75
Recently,
mil.
this
Yeah.
month, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Recently, after coming out
Joe's
with that
hired
comment,
him at every
after
club.
coming out, but the board are giving him the money, and Joe's is happy
And
to
they're
do that.
stupid.
Everyone knows.
You end up with like the most expensive long ball team in the
Well,
league,
listen, it's not long ball team because that's Stoke and they're out of the league.
and we just need United out. What would about West
You
West
ain't
Brom
gonna
as
get
well?
none of us.
West
It'll
Brom
take
and
you-
Stoke.
It'll take you another 28
Yeah.
years to win a trophy before United get relegated.
Okay, right.
So,
Liam, let's
let's
move on
keep
to
going.
City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
because
need
we get-
Tony Pulis to manage United, basically. is what we're saying.
Yes, that's what you do. The
Flat cap and tracksuits.
Yeah.
bring in Rondon. Yeah,
Up top.
Lukaku.
Well, he's going to Newcastle, mate.
Go.
So, so looking at the other Manchester team, City. Yeah, when you win the league by, was it 19 points? You won?
Something.
Yeah,
And,
something stupid record.
fir-
over 100
first-
points.
Team in the Premier League era, because that's when football began in 1992. Sky Sports.
Yeah.
To
Didn't
get
exist before that, did
No,
it?
no. To get 100 points.
Don't know what it was.
The key for me with football managers, how they earn the money, especially how Fergie used to earn his money, you know, when they'd be winning the titles, is how you improve a title-winning team.
Thought you were going to say offshore accounts.
No.
That's not it.
Nah, no chance, mate.
On the
Listen, he's the
GGs.
best manager ever, Fergie. So stop listening.
You just said about no interrupting, and then you
Sorry, go on.
Back
Carry on.
in.
Carry on.
yeah. So, but I think that they won the league at such a cancer.
Counter, yeah.
Do they need improving? I think the only thing that City need is maybe there's a couple of players that are getting on a bit, like Company's 32,
I mean,
Fernandinho is 33.
well, that's why they want Jorginho.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Silva. Silva needs replacing.
Yep, Silva's getting on a bit as well, so it's whether they need just a bit of cover.
Not
Just
only
to,
that, Aguero, mate. You know, you need to strike back up for that when Jesus being at the World Cup and stuff. So that's another
Yeah.
potential sticky point.
yeah,
Will he play them together again this season? Will he not? Will he split them up?
that's it. And I think the same for the midfield as well. Like we were talking in the first week when we were looking at our teams, is there going to be a lot more rotation with De Bruyne, Sterling, Gundogan, Silva?
Bernardo
you just
Silva,
mentioned. Yeah, Silva. So
I think they've got one more year in them, and he'll probably get those replacements in this season or this summer or next summer. But yeah, I think they've got another season in them, those players, and if Silva isn't up to it, I think they're gonna use Gundogan or whoever in the middle. Mahrez, we haven't spoken about him.
yeah, brought Mahrez in, another midfielder to add to that mix of.
Stronger, definitely.
Which is good because I think Sterling and Sané need that pressure this season. Because will they be able to produce
Well,
again?
this is we'll go on to this in a bit, but this is the problem with City, isn't it? That they have the good title-winning season, and then they drop off. So we'll come on to that a little bit later, looking at our predictions. But it's whether they need a bit of that extra pressure just to try and maintain those
Yeah, definitely.
heights.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We're going to give our predictions, top 6 predictions at the end. So hang fire with that. We're just going to go through the teams first of all. Riz, who are you covering?
Yeah, I'm basically taking the 2 North London teams, so Arsenal and Spurs.
Ooh, North London derby.
In a way, I mean, it's a new era for both of these teams, purely because of the post-Wenger situation. Wenger going, bringing in young Unai Emery at Arsenal. I think, to be honest with you, Arsenal have done fairly well in the transfer market, fairly well.
Considering they've given him the football equivalent of a fiver to spend and said,
Yeah,
don't spend it all in one shot.
basically, in that sense.
Which is trying not to.
Yeah. However, I think Emery has done the best he possibly could do with the budget he had, like you mentioned there, with the restraints there.
50 million, is that genuine? Is that serious? Or
He's
what?
had a little bit over than 50 million for
50 million,
yeah.
considering how much they're raking off.
It is, yeah. But that's always been Arsenal. Arsenal's always been a business rather than a football club, and we all know that. And that's why the fans.
I hear a lot about that about United as well, but anyway, carry
Listen,
on.
Liverpool
Yeah.
just about managed
Global
to get
business,
there. A
t-shirts,
couple of checks have been
coffee
released
mugs.
from the finance coffers, and they've managed to
Yeah.
scrape the fibres out the
Socks
back
and
of the
undies.
sofas and stuff. You know what I mean? Henry's
business,
there.
United.
I think Henry stopped smoking his cigars. Hence probably why
Carry on.
we're saving money there.
Carry
So
on.
that's what we're doing. Anyway, stop interrupting me. Listen. So I think he's been shrewd, Emre, with his signings. To be honest with you, with the budget that he's had.
Yeah.
Now, I still don't think they've addressed a couple of key areas, in my personal opinion anyway. One being the left-back situation with Monreal. Monreal is 32, he's getting on a bit, and I don't think Kolasinac is really a good deputy.
That's who he seems to be favouring though.
He is, but what I'm saying is, at the moment, you know, he's not really done anything for me. Since he's been at the Arsenal Football Club, he's not...
He was
Well,
awful.
yeah.
I don't know if you watched the Arsenal-Chelsea game.
Yeah,
Before it
the
was
pre-season game.
a major trophy that United missed out on.
Well,
unfortunately,
listen, that's
but,
what you guys won last year,
but
the Asia Trophy, and you keep
Chelsea,
banging on
yeah.
about it. Yeah,
Chelsea and Arsenal in that cracking game it was.
it was a cracking
We
game.
played Kolasinac at left back and
Yeah.
he was awful.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So
awful.
he hasn't proved himself. Listen, Kolasinac has got goal scoring ability. He's proved he's scored a couple of goals with his heads. He's a presence in the air. But I don't think any more than that. And I think that's an area that maybe could have been addressed in this transfer window, but it hasn't. Listen, he's got time on his side.
To me, it
Hopefully-
looks like that player can't decide whether he's a centre back or a
No,
full
and
back.
again, you got a
Yeah.
couple of players there with Arsenal, with Shaka as well. You know, he's awful. So
He did improve, to be
Yeah.
fair to him.
the less we
Few
speak
red
about
cards,
him, the
yeah.
better. I think they've got Socrates in. He's decent. However, I'm going to pose a question to you guys though. Socrates coming in, is he really an upgrade from Koscielny and Mustafi? You know,
And Mertesacker,
Mertesacker's gone now, but
Yeah, he's
in
retired,
regards
hasn't
to-
he?
he's young
yeah.
and maybe Emery can coach and can develop him.
Potentially, but I don't think that that's the kind of player that Arsenal needed. Looking at Arsenal's,
I think his hands are tied. I know what you're saying.
it is. But
That squad needed a bit of a rebuild, a bit of refreshing.
it did.
Yeah, I think the
It-
defence especially as well.
Oh.
Anyone that's in
Yeah.
Arsenal has been that way for
You know,
years.
it's one of them things, and we look around this Arsenal team. Well, in my opinion, I think they're going to struggle to finish top four. This is my personal feeling. I think they're going to struggle to be in the top four purely because if I look around that team, there's no leaders. Yeah, and I don't even think Ramsey, turns up at times.
Yeah.
Ozil is another one who's been
Ozil's
there.
the captain now.
But this is the
One
thing.
of five, isn't it?
This is the,
Five.
but this is the thing though. with
Ozil,
But this is the thing with
laziest
Arsenal.
player on the pitch.
No, this is the thing with Arsenal. I think there is lack of leadership. The days of Vieira, Adams, Keown, you can look around the pitch.
Yeah.
Ray Parler,
This is it. You need more than
Henry,
one captain on the pitch,
Perez.
don't you?
You can look around, and even like the likes of Freddie Ljungberg when he was there. People looked up to him, character. In that dressing room, coming out, doing the things, and saying, "Listen, get a grip. Let's go out there and play the game." And
Yeah.
now there's no one to take him to task, basically.
Doesn't-
So for that reason, I think Arsenal may well struggle. Emre is in transition with his team, but based on the current format, the post-Wenger era, we've seen when teams have changed managers after a long period of time, things
They
take a
need-
little bit
they-
of time
yeah.
of going through.
Yeah.
So with Arsenal, that's that. And moving on to their North London rivals, Spurs. To be honest with you, I'm actually shocked at the dealings of Spurs in the transfer window.
The lack-
Basically,
the
Yeah.
lack of-
zilch, lack of,
Let me pose a question to you here, sorry to interrupt. Do they, apart from a granted striker backup,
mhm.
and maybe in defence you could argue, but otherwise their squad is packed. Their midfielders can't get a game.
Listen,
I think I've got probably the best
They
squad
got-
I think,
they got-
in the league.
I don't think they've got the best squad in the league. I think squad and strength of depth in the
Well, you
squad is going to be City, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt.
You've got Dembele and who's the other
Listen,
one?
Dembele's
Wanyama.
on the market to
Mm.
be sold. Danny
Yeah.
Rose, they're happy to accept offers. Alderweireld, happy to accept offers. Now let me tell
That's Spurs though, selling club.
no, let me tell you why though. Let me tell you why.
Mm.
Levy is such a so-and-so with his money that he keeps his purse strings tight. Yes.
It does.
Now, they built a new stadium, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the be-all and end-all for the North London club.
That's
And
where
that's why I
all
said
the
it's a
money's
new
going,
era. That's
yeah.
where it's going,
Yeah.
right? He's strict on his salary. It's pretty much like a salary cap that you're playing with. You're playing with one arm behind your back. Okay. To attract players, sometimes you have to be able to say, listen, we'll pay you a little bit more, but you're coming to Spurs to make us better. Okay. And Pochettino, I think, deserves the credit to be able to go out and buy a marquee player, because he's like, I've done this for you. I've taken you from this level to this level, and for me to be competitive and to keep that standard up, I need you here. Now, there's rumours coming out in the press again regarding Son Min-young. Okay, he's off to the Asian Games at the start of the season. Son Min-young, for the last few seasons, he's been underrated in terms of what he delivers to the team and what he brings.
Well, no, because he kind of showed his importance when Kane was out and they didn't play Llorente. He played him instead.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So when he's out of the squad, you know, how can he replace him
You can't.
in the short term anyway? And then obviously, God forbid, something happens to Eriksen, okay, or Dele Alli. Yeah, you've got the likes of Sissoko. You bought Sissoko in from Newcastle for 30 million.
Fair enough, there is some creativity.
So
there.
the options that you want to see, I mean, obviously Dyer can play from one position to another, from centre back to here. He can adapt, but where is the versatility elsewhere in the
Yeah.
squad?
But that
Llorente they've got, yeah. You
that
mentioned.
inevitably happens
Lamella.
with every squad though, doesn't
We've
it?
got
Yeah.
Lamella there. I mean, he's just signed a new contract as well. So we'll move on. But those, I think Spurs are going to be contenders. Okay,
Yeah.
I think they're going to be contenders, but I think Spurs may find it tough. So over to you, Tariq. I think you
Fair
should
enough.
have your say,
Fair
because
enough. Yes.
we don't want to interrupt you now. All right.
Well, I'm going to try and make it quick anyway, because I think Chelsea's an interesting one, because again with their manager Sarri, excited to see what he does, because both Sarri and Emre, I think two good managers who will be playing that. What everyone's doing now is the high press, the fast tempo, so that you need the squad for that, which is what we've covered with Arsenal. But I think with the Chelsea, they're almost there. I feel they're not far off. The squad is probably
Underperformed last season.
Yeah.
and Hazard infamously does that, doesn't he? He has a good season and a bad season, so he's due a good season this season, I think.
They just
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Can they keep him?
And well, they're tempting him with the captaincy, aren't they? And Willian, Pedro. See, he's rejuvenating these players, because I watched again that friendly. Fantastic. Like Cesc Fabregas coming to the fore again.
Yeah.
Pedro,
Right. That's
looking
interesting.
more
Forgotten players, yeah.
not just a fringe player.
Yeah.
And the kid, again, youth. Jose, youth. Yeah,
Hey,
he brought
hey.
his kid, his 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Callum Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah.
he had Bellerin in his back pocket.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was
Really
turning
good.
it inside out. And I think this is why the league's going to be interesting, because both Arsenal and Chelsea, whether or not they can maintain it for the season, are going to be playing this high-tempo game, which Liverpool proved last season that City couldn't handle. They sussed them out.
Yeah.
So I think that gap isn't going to be as big.
No, it's fair enough.
Uh,
The one thing I'm going to mention there is I think Sarri will be bringing innovation to the Chelsea team, and he has been highly recommended and endorsed by Pep Guardiola and Johan
Big fan of
Cruyff.
his,
And Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
So says a lot.
I think this is the season that we might see some more youth products from Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's like Batshuayi's been on loan at Dortmund, I think.
Loftus-Cheek,
Loftus-Cheek might
Yeah.
actually get a game for Chelsea.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
a novelty, wouldn't it?
It'd be interesting.
He missed his penalty.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
otherwise,
sure.
he impressed in the World Cup for me,
Yeah.
I thought, and for
He did.
Crystal Palace last season, he was
Yeah.
immense. He was fantastic. So I think in terms of actual transfers, it's a case of them keeping
Their players.
Willian and Hazard.
And
Courtois, what's happening with that? Is he
In
going?
his final season, listen, I think Chelsea are going to be very, very tactical in how they do it.
Mm.
They've still got 8 or 9 days for the transfer. 8 days, I think, yeah, for the transfer window.
8 days to
close.
go. Yeah.
So basically, are they going to be willing to see out and let him go for a free transfer?
That'll be.
Come January.
Yeah.
But can they tempt him to sign an extension and maybe put a clause in it later on? But let's see. I mean, they can't get covered. They're touted for trying to nick Pickford, Butland,
Schmeichel. They've been linked with everyone, aren't they? So they
It's
need
difficult.
to. That's the only issue, really, isn't it? They need to sort out that goalkeeping situation,
Yeah.
and I think they need a backup striker, because Morata was completely
He's
shot of
awful.
confidence.
He's awful at the
He
minute.
is. He's not.
11 goals last season.
Yeah.
You need more.
So he's not in anybody's fantasy league team. I'm surprised he was in Chelsea.
It's alright, he's 9 million, guys, anyway. We'll come to
Moving on to the most exciting team in the league, You could argue alongside City. It's Liverpool.
Right there, bud.
Control yourself. Yes. Okay, I know it's when you mention attractive football, it does stick in the craw of United
Makes
fans.
you sick.
Well, we're only copying what Liverpool used to do in the
Yeah.
70s and 80s.
Stick
Yeah.
in- No, I don't think so. All right, no, that's a different conversation.
Listen, yeah,
different day.
this
Right,
video
listen.
should only be half
We've
an
done,
hour, so let's
yeah,
go on.
we've done our business. It's nice and quick, Liverpool. Happy squad. Pre-season's fantastic. Everybody's smiling. We've got 4 new signings in. Top signings. We're going to light up the Premier League. Yeah. Keita, who you keep taking the mickey out of. I'm telling you, it's 2 players in 1. And I'm going to see how long it is before you draft him into your
Badu,
fantasy league.
Gawan, already got
Yes.
him a fantasy team,
You
which
did
you already know.
Oh, you
so
have?
don't even
Okay,
bother.
alright, okay.
And this is all
Right.
about tactics of fantasy league, which we'll talk about later.
I will argue we need cover at centre forward, but Sturridge looks like he's coming back into the fold.
I saw a couple of highlights and he seemed to be really well.
Storage is not going to be up to it.
But can he last the full season?
No,
That's-
I mean, serious with you, I don't think
Injury-wise,
he has
or-
that. He has the pedigree. Listen, he has
He's a
pedigree.
quality
Injury
finisher.
free,
Yeah.
he has a pedigree because he's been at City, he's been at Chelsea. That's proven based on that. But I think I wouldn't say he's past it, but I think he has lost a lot of his pace. He's lost also a lot of his mental aspect, I think.
Well, that's
Because
just
every
down to
time
being
he-
on the injury bench all the time.
This,
isn't
but this
it,
is what
on
I'm
the
saying though.
physio
So
room, yeah.
he's not going to give us much.
Mm.
Yeah, you're probably better off.
He's key. I mean,
Looking for
from
another one.
what he's saying, from what he's talking about, he's key to make an impact.
He is, and Klopp said he's going to give him a chance. So let's see.
We're being linked with Christian Pulisic of Dortmund.
You're not getting it.
We're not, because really I won't be happy with that 65 million for a backup player.
He isn't going to be a player that you pay £65 million for and stick him on the bench.
Exactly. Well, which is why I'm saying I don't think we're going to
Yeah,
get him.
no.
I don't think you can shift
If,
between
I'm
one
honest
and
with you, like I know we take the mick out of each other with United and Liverpool. I think you're probably better off reinvesting your interest in Fekir, because I think he's more suited.
He's a
Liverpool.
crock though. He's
He's not a
injury
crock.
prone.
He's not a crock.
He's got serious knee injury
Listen,
and it's recurring. And
Yes, he
that's
has-
why we pulled out.
he has done really well when he's played for his.
When he's
team.
played, this is it. Have you seen
Oh.
his
when he's played.
last 3 seasons? Have you seen how many games he's actually played? Nowhere near.
Listen, I think he will do well for
No.
you if you
We're
get
not
him.
going. Jurgen, we're not getting Fekir, okay?
Klopp,
Yes.
let's get the
Okay,
checkbook
right.
out.
That's it for me for Liverpool, because like I say, business done. We're all good, ready to go.
Well, I
Ready
think
to go.
you definitely need a centre back instead of Lovren.
Moving
Maybe-
forward, yes, that's
maybe
another long
somebody like-
term.
Tarkowski from Bolton,
Yeah,
from
Burnley.
Burnley, sorry.
Tarky, yeah.
Um,
It's actually an Oldham lad, did you know?
is he?
Yeah,
I didn't know
he's
that.
from the Latics Academy.
And Ben Mee is from Sale.
Yeah.
Local lad.
Yeah, there's another one. I think if Liverpool were going to really challenge this
Yeah.
year, I think you need another centre back alongside Van Dijk. Then you've got your classic combination of ball playing centre
Good
half.
thing we've got
tough
to
one.
our advantages is we do still have a youth academy and we do develop players. So keep your eyes
How
on
many of
that.
them
We'll
have,
probably bring some
How
players
many of them
through.
come through? Anyway, listen, we're going to move on before
Yes.
we digress.
We're going to give you our top 6 as we see it, our predictions for the end of the season. Before we do, we've had a couple of people get in touch. We could only take a couple. Thank you for everyone who got in touch, but these were the most sort of comprehensive and convincing with or realistic. So Riz, give us the first one.
Yeah,
Tell us who it
definitely.
is.
So the first one is from a chap called Omad. So Omad, thank you very
Omad.
much for texting in, or tweeting in, I should say, via our Twitter account. So Omad has basically given us a breakdown of his top 6. So I'm going to read it as it is
Yeah,
in
go
regards
for
to
it.
this. So I'm just going to fire away. So top 6, Manchester City first. So Pep knows how to win trophies back to back, and the squad depth is unmatched, which will help them get over the line. I think he agrees with me when I said about the depth of the squad.
Yeah, you said the same.
In regards with that, Liverpool, very strong summer window and strong squad in general. More strongest to challenge City, possibly, potentially, maybe. But let's see what happens. I think he looks like a Liverpool fan there. Arsenal, new manager, brings new energy, which is probably right. And
He's
the
got
signing,
Arsenal in third.
he's got Arsenal
okay.
in third, yeah.
You need to run off these positions as well.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. So City first, Liverpool second, Arsenal third. So Arsenal brought in a new manager. He'll bring you new energy, and the signings look very good. Ferreira, £22 million bargain, who's basically at Uruguay. Okay. Of the summer, the type of players Arsenal needed for years under Wenger. Aubameyang will have a good season, in my opinion. Only Salah had more goals than him since he joined Arsenal. So that's an
okay.
interesting fact. Let's see what
Mm.
happens there. Number 4, Chelsea. Sarri bringing more attacking and pressing style of play, and Jorginho's passing ability in pre-season looks second to none, which I can't fault and doubt because I really, really like Jorginho, and at Napoli he was fantastic. Number 5, Manchester United. Bleak summer transfer window, generally negative vibe around the club, and Mourinho's third season syndrome seems to be present.
Oh no.
Don't see them getting top 4. Well, Omar, let's see what happens. I can assure you we will still finish above Liverpool, young man. Okay,
That's the trophy these
number
days.
6.
That's the
Number
measure.
6. Listen, more trophies than you in the last 28 years. Anyway, 6, Spurs. 0 recruitment in summer. Most of the squad won't have a pre-season behind them due to being at the World Cup. Most of their players played a lot of games, and Arsenal and Chelsea look much stronger than Spurs. I would have to agree with you within those comments there. So that's Omar there. So I'm going to pass it on. We've got another chap here called Alex McDonald from Rail Failsworth, and Tariq is going to read those out.
Yes, thank you, Alex, and a big shout out to the Real Failsworth team as well. Hope you've had a good pre-season. Hope the season coming ahead goes well for you in the league. Alex has come in with City top, because I know he is a City fan, so undoubtedly he thinks that City squad is the strongest. Liverpool he's got in at second, same as Umad. He thinks that Liverpool have made some key signings, but they still need to improve certain areas.
I agree.
Yeah, and the rest of them, he's got United third in behind Liverpool, interestingly. Spurs in fourth, Chelsea fifth, and Arsenal sixth. And I think the Chelsea and Arsenal fifth and sixth obviously sort of represents the uncertainty with
with
the
the
new managers and the squads there as well. And he has gone on to say, though, that Chelsea in fifth and United in third, he feels, he couldn't make his mind up, could be swapped with each other.
Right, interesting. So
Yeah.
Why
So
not? Why
thank
not?
you guys again,
Cheers,
Umad
guys. Thank you
and
very much.
Alex, for getting in touch. Apologies to everybody else who did get in touch. We weren't able to take everybody's, but do keep getting in touch via our YouTube channel, the comments below, and at Time Banter 7, all one word, no spaces, on Twitter. And we're going to finish now quickly, as quick as we can, with our top 6.
Go on, Liam.
Who wants to go first?
yeah, we're going top down.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I think champions sadly will be City. I think 19 points is a lot to make up from teams below. So I'd expect City to do the same again, even though they traditionally, in the Premier League anyway, they win and then they drop off. I think even if they do drop off, I don't think they're going to drop off enough for another team to
Yeah.
take top spots. I think
Okay.
it's City first. Second, I'm going to go United.
What? It's his predictions. Listen,
Okay. It's not fantasy league, this is
Hey,
real life predictions.
You're in
yeah.
fantasy land with Liverpool predictions coming up.
Carry on.
Only because Jose seems to do, admittedly, quite a boring job against the big boys. But maybe that, or if he goes halfway through the season, we might get a mid-season bounce off a new manager, and then that'll propel us up.
Right,
So-
so actually, you counted on Jose to be sacked this season.
Hey, I gave 2 options.
Okay,
I gave two scenarios.
Fair enough.
Uh,
I thought you were going to say you were counting on the 0-0 draws and 1-0s to get that second place.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But why not?
draw every time, you
Why
get
not?
38 points. That, roughly enough to
That's-
avoid
You need
relegation.
40 to avoid relegation.
40 to avoid it. It'll be a weak season.
That's what Tarek's hoping for. That's his
There's
dream.
no Stoke derby this year
That's his
either.
dream.
Stoke
No.
have been relegated, so the
Well,
Stoke City,
listen,
Stoke United.
Pinball.
Stoke,
Pinball wizards.
the Stoke infamous celebrations are with Liverpool going over as if they won the bloody Champions League.
West Brom, I think that was fine.
Well, Stoke
West Brom.
over
Carry
West
on.
Brom, yeah.
Carry
same
on.
old.
You know, I'm very polite when these two go on. It's my turn.
Sorry, Liam.
It's all right,
You
you're
need to.
right.
It's Tarek. He can't
need
help
to.
himself.
So, third I'm going to go Liverpool. I think unless they get another centre-back, in which case I reckon they could finish second with United. Fourth, Spurs. We have fifth. Then Chelsea, Arsenal, like we said, it's a bit unknown.
Could be either.
Yeah, probably go Chelsea fifth, Arsenal sixth, but again, if they both start really well, which Arsenal might have a big rebuilding job like United did after Fergie,
Yeah.
but they've done well and bought a lot of players. Now they seem to be doing the rebuilding straight away, or trying to get on with it straight away, so it could work out better for them. It's a bit topsy-turvy.
Good stuff, interesting. Some way left field decisions, choices there, but anyway, we'll let him have it, each to their own. Riz?
What was left field?
United is second.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
United in second.
He's
Off
gonna-
That's
he-
what.
I bet you he's
Carry
going to
on.
be Liverpool to win it.
Carry
Liverpool to
Carry
win
on,
it.
Clean
carry
sweep.
on,
Right,
carry
so
on.
yeah, I think it's difficult at the moment based on strength of depth to look up and beyond City at the moment. So we've got to be realistic. City probably come out top again. I am going to go for United second again. I think regardless of what's gone on in and around, right? I think
Is that what
we
Jose
still
is
got a
happy
manager.
with
Yeah,
that?
we still got a manager who
Jose is going to
has a way of getting results. So listen, at the end of the day, given whatever's going around the summer, whatever he's come out with tangents, we know Mourinho does this at every club. Listen, all right. Just
When he gets
because,
sacked usually.
well, doesn't matter. Listen, at the end of the day, everyone gets sacked in football, here, there, everywhere. Yeah. So there is a point to his madness sometimes. Where you can argue he does alienate his players, which isn't great. And as a United fan, you don't like to see that within your own club. However, I think he has still got that mentality of winning. He knows how to get results. Yeah. By hook or by crook, he knows what he's doing to get a winning mentality across to the players. That's why he's passionate about what he does sometimes. So I think they're going to be second. Okay. Third, I'm actually going to go a little bit out here on a limb. And this is purely because I think the manager that I'm talking about has got a good reputation. And I think he's going to be a surprise to a few in the Premier League. So Chelsea are third for me. Going to go
City,
third.
United, Chelsea. Okay.
Yeah,
carry on,
City,
yeah.
yeah, United, Chelsea. And purely because I think there's going to be a lot of different styles of play with Chelsea. They're going to be different formations, different methods in how he does things. And he's got Zola in there as well as his assistant. So he knows the club.
Yeah.
If anyone can settle the players and get them on side, it is going to be Sarri and Zola, I think, personally. Okay.
Cool.
Liverpool, fourth. Okay, I think they will finish top four. But I also think that given the recent changes that have been made to the football club with the nice signings they've got in, I said nice, you know, that's probably the nicest I'm going to be here. They may well take time to gel. Okay, so it depends. You know, we're going to get this excuse from Tariq if they don't win the league or players needed to gel. We never had enough time. This happened, that happened. But I'm giving them a lifeline. I'm going to put them in top four. Okay. After that, I think North London teams, Arsenal or Spurs, can go either way. So if I was to take a pick, I'd say Arsenal 5th, Spurs 6th, purely based on no signings at the moment.
Okay.
And maybe rejuvenated Emre can do something for the Arsenal squad. So that's my pick there.
Right.
Off to yourself, mate.
Interesting. We'll have to just wait and see.
Move on.
Right, my top 6 then. I'm sticking my neck out, backing my team and saying Liverpool are winning the league this season.
What's happened for the last 20 years?
This is our year.
What's happened?
Every
This
year's
is
your
our-
year, isn't it?
Every year it is.
This one is
He's
our
been
year.
saying
This
it,
one
he's
is
been
though,
saying
this
it
one.
every year.
This one, yeah. Seriously, the centre back, I get your point on that. Lovren can be a bit of a liability, but since the second half of the season, as I've spoken about to you previously, working off just the second half of the season where Robertson came to the fore, we got Van Dijk in, and we still ended up with the third highest clean sheets.
What
in the
fortune
league.
cookie did you open to get that prediction, Tariq?
I'll tell you later, yeah.
No, wait.
I'll tell you later. But Liverpool
The
first,
peaking delusion. I think
because we
that's the next
sussed out City. City will be in second, because I think a few other teams will be working City out as well, and maybe some of their aging squad may not perform as we'd expect.
There you go.
So I've got Liverpool first, City second. Third, I'm going to go with, I think, Chelsea third, because despite a new manager, they've got a fantastic squad.
If they can keep it together.
Yes. Yeah, if they can keep it together, and I think they have got the squad. But I think they'll still do it. Fourth, I'm going to go with Spurs. I think despite they're going to start poorly, the players are still away or whatever, but I think they've got a good enough squad to mount a challenge and come in at fourth. Fifth is
no
going to
hate
be
here, there's no
United.
hate here, it's not even the top four.
Fifth, United.
How
Yeah.
generous we were.
Why?
You know.
Why are we not surprised? Liverpool to
Listen,
win it.
he's going to do what he did at Chelsea. He's going to leave you at fifth, and he's going to be gone at the end of the season, and he's going to have a stroke, spit his dummy out, throw his everything, throw his toys out the pram,
Yeah.
and off he goes.
Yeah.
And any other manager who comes in with that squad of players, you must agree that squad of players is good enough to win.
It
Win
is
any
good.
league, win
We
cups.
yeah. don't doubt that.
So, but he's going to hold
We
you
ain't
back.
going to finish fifth.
You are going to finish
We ain't
fifth,
gonna
and
finish
Arsenal are going to finish sixth because of a lack of a squad, and they won't be able to maintain the intensity which is kind of what happened with Liverpool when Klopp came in first. The players weren't fit enough, and we didn't have the depth to maintain the intensity that he required. So that's our top 6. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree, get in touch, tell us who's right, who's wrong.
Yeah, get in touch.
Get in the comment section, Full-Time Banter on YouTube or at Full-Time Banter 7 on Twitter. And send us your top 6 and reasons why, and tell us whether we're completely balmy, we've lost the plot,
Yeah.
or 100% thumbs up, you agree with me.
Hashtag delusional.
This is
Hashtag
Liverpool's
bitter.
year.
Hashtag
Liverpool are
hatred.
going to win the
Hashtag Liverpool's year.
Yeah.
Hashtag he gets it wrong again. Hashtag Tarek doesn't know what he's saying. Hashtag nonsense.
league. Okay.
Tweet it in.
Yeah. Fine. Listen, we'll see where we are at the end of the season. Yeah.
We shall see. We shall see.
We shall see. And that is it for today's show as well. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in to the next part of our show, which is the Fantasy League, which we can't wait. So we'll see you shortly.